A hand cracks, not bones, something wetter. Rose Winter's story begins here, a gift, a death sentence. A gift, sentence you see at first, fingers curling into fungal threads as Miranda's voice fractures, not a mutation. A replacement, the Megamycete does not borrow flesh, it drowns it. Ethan's rescue was no salvation, it was the key. What did he think he saved? The girl, human, the skin. The Baker house reeked of antiseptic and rot. Ethan's hands gripped Rose's as he severed the family's grip, unaware each touch fed the spore-laced wound in her veins. Mycelium coiled beneath her skin like ink in parchment, silent, patient. Her screams in that white room were not of fear, but of the first breaths of something vast, starving, a genetic debt older than Baker's hollows. The saltwater purge in 2014, a catalyst. Each drop dissolved the parasite's restraints, unleashing the true inheritance, not survival but metamorphosis. Her hair, once auburn, now threads of spore silk. Her pulse, a fungal metronome counting down. The curse is not a transformation, it is an unmaking. Every act of love, every desperate kiss, became a shovelful of soil in the cairn. By the time Renine's storms broke, Rose was no longer a host. She was the soil, the mycelium's new voice. What does it say buried in her bones, a warning, or the first verse of an elegy? Rose's skin glows with it now, not the bioluminescent beauty umbrella weaponized. No, her pores weep milky ichor, a slow unraveling of human into substrate. Villagers saw her as a savior in Re-Village, a bridge between old horror and new, but Ethan's trembling hands lifting her from that well salvation. Or the final stage of a protocol written in fungal DNA, the Megamycete does not consume. It assimilates. Every breath Rose takes is a confession. Every heartbeat a countdown, umbrellas, files, buried under ash and fire, whisper of failed trials. Subjects in Raccoon City, Kijuju, Sheena Island all became vessels. None escape the synthesis. The fungus does not grant power, it redistributes it. Rose's curse is a reversion to an older order, a return to the mycelium's primordial code. Her bones may yet become spore sacs, her voice a dirge for the species that tried to master her. What did Miranda carve into that first specimen? A prayer, a warning. The answer lies in Rose's hollow eyes, not a mutation, a homecoming. The Baker bloodline was never a vessel for salvation, it was a pipeline. Each heir, from the first colonists to the last child in that rot-stained cottage, was cultivated to host the Megamycete's design. Rose's inheritance is not a spark of defiance but a relay. Her veins do not hum with power, they ferment with purpose. The spores in her cells are not invaders, they are architects. Her parents did not gift her strength, they passed the mold's patience. The same mycelial networks that hollowed the Baker's minds now weave through her synapses. Every breath she takes is a bridge. Every wound she bears is a graft. The Megamycete does not mutate, it recapitulates, it reclaims. Ethan's hands, clawing her from that island, thought they shattered a curse. They only pruned a root. The Baker girl who whispered *im sorry* to her brother was not broken by the fungus. She was following the script. Rose's trembling when she clutches her womb is not fear. It is arithmetic. Each child she bears is a spore case. Each tear is a hypha's advance. The village's soil did not curse the Bakers. They were its blueprint. Their hollow stares were not suffering. They were alignment. Rose's eyes mirror theirs not with rage, but with recognition. The Megamycete's agenda is not to twist humanity. It is to dissolve the boundary between host and host. What does it mean to save a woman when her body is a monument? To love a child when her first cry is a hymn to mold. Ethan's kiss in that hallway was not tenderness, it was a communion. His lips pressed against the future of the fungus. The Baker family's doom was not a fluke, it was a trial run. Rose's inheritance is not a chain, it is a sentence, and every step Ethan takes toward her is a door slamming shut. The lab's antiseptic stench clung to Ethan's hands as he cradled Rose's limp body. Her breath rattled, a wet gurgle in her throat. The Baker house had left her skin mottled, veins blackening like ink spilled across parchment. He didn't know then the true horror of his touch. The Megamycete spores dormant in her lungs stirred, a protocol activate, not a healing, a replacement. Her fingers twitched in his grip, not from pain. From instruction, the fungus had no interest in merging, it erased layer by layer. The first symptom, her voice, soft then fraying. By Re7's end it was a hollow echo, a child's laughter reduced to static. Ethan called it a curse. The truth is colder. The Megamycete isn't a parasite, it's a asterisk rewriter asterisk. Every cell Rose's body fought to preserve became a scaffold for something older. In Re8 her skin began to asterisk weave asterisk. Fungal filaments, translucent and root-like, knifed through her epidermis, not a rash, a blueprint. The organism wasn't building a host, it was drafting a asterisk sacrifice asterisk. Each spore released became a mirror, a template. By the time Ethan saw her in Salty Marsh, her jaw had fused, her eyes glowed. The girl had fought to save had become a monument to extinction. Did he know? As he held her in that lab, as he kissed her fevered brow, did his love feel the machinery of her unraveling? The Megamycete's true purpose isn't to conquer. It asterisk inherits asterisk, species by species. Rose's DNA became its next draft. Every moment he delayed her death, he delayed his own. The curse isn't in her blood, it's in the asterisk time asterisk he bought her. By Re9 her body will be less than dust, a genetic cipher. The fungus uses her to map the end of humanity. Ethan's hands, which tore through hell to save her, became the hands that handed her over. The transformation protocol isn't a tragedy, it's a asterisk fulfillment asterisk. A sentence read in a language older than grief, and Rose, she never screamed, not truly. Her silence was the only prayer left. The Megamycete does not rewrite DNA, it dissolves the blueprint. Ethan's embrace sealed her inheritance, a slow unmaking, no mutation, no salvation. Just the clock's quiet tick toward the day Rose Winters ceases to be. The village's soil remembers every baker name. Marguerite, Juno, the twins, their ghosts hum in spore-laden air, woven into the Megamycete's hunger. What began as symbiosis curdled long before Ethan's hands found Rose's. The fungus does not elevate, it erases, replaces. A library of human lives, page by page, devoured to make space for its mycelial code. Rose's blood carries the blueprint, not power, a timer. Each breath dilutes her cells rewritten, memories fraying like old tape. The Megamycete's logic is cold arithmetic. One species plus one parasite equals one future. Ethan's embrace sealed her inheritance, a slow unmaking, no mutation, no salvation, just the clock's quiet tick toward the day Rose Winters ceases to be. Did he think love could outpace decay? The Baker Farm's ruins whisper otherwise. Their collapse was not accident. The Megamycete's roots drank their lineage, limb by limb, until not even bones remained. Now Rose walks that same path. Her inherited curse is no aberration. It is the next chapter. The same fungus that hollowed Juno's laugh now gnaws at Rose's synapses. The Megamycete's empire grows in quiet, no screams. No battles, just lives folded into its design. A mother's name, a daughter's heartbeat, a village's last gasp. All fuel for that waits beneath the earth, patient, endless. 239 words. The files are explicit. Rose's body does not evolve, it dissolves. Neural pathways rewire as hyphal threads, thoughts unraveling like ink in water. No scream. No finality, just a name swallowed by 1,000 murmuring voices. The organism does not merge with its host, it replaces, rewrites. The hive mind directive is not a gift, it is a purge, a genetic erasure spanning generations. Ethan carried the first spore, Mia the second. Lily the third, each link in a chain the fungus forged centuries ago. What is inherited is not power, it is a countdown. The subterranean mycelium waits, patient. It absorbs, adapts, ascends. Rose's rebellion in the lighthouse, her fight against the puppeteer's strengths, are merely the fungus feeding. Every tear, every gasp, every spark of defiance becomes fertilizer for the thing that will rise when the final winter's blood dissolves. The research files in Re-Village confirm it. The end-stage protocol demands a vessel, a body, a woman, not a warrior, a conduit. Ethan's hands, so certain in his rescue, were already stained. He did not save her, he delivered her. Every step toward her in the twisted halls of Baker's Hollow, every promise whispered through the static of a cursed radio, was a thread pulling Rose deeper into the design. The curse is not a wound, it is a blueprint, a plan etched into the earth long before the first winters drew breath. What kind of horror blooms when a mother's name becomes a password, when a daughter's heartbeat is the key to a door that should never open? The Megamycete does not care for love, it does not care for endings, it only cares to begin again. and Rose is the beginning. Her flesh the soil, her silence the anthem. What waits beneath is not evil, it is older than fear, older than awe. It is the weight of a world that remembers it was never meant to be saved. The world remembers, so does Rose. Ethan's hands untied her in 7, his touch became the key. The curse needed her alive. Needed her DNA to breed, cells rewrite, flesh becomes conduit, no pain, no power, just absence. By 2026 her blood is spore silk. Her voice a fungal hum, Requiem shows no heroism. Only the Mycete's cold arithmetic, a host body for the old god, a child of Baker's first rot, a loop sealed in biomass. The Megamycete does not love, it does not need, it only endures, through her, through you, through every body it borrows, what remains of Rose now. A hollow shell with too many ancestors, a queen without a hive, a final inheritance to be unmade. Ethan's rescue was never a beginning. It was a comma in the sentence, and the sentence was written the moment she touched that first mold. The mold does not empower, it erases, each spore a silent architect of extinction. Mother Miranda cradled Rose like a patriarch, yet her protection was a root system tightening around a sapling. The Megamycete's design is patient, not to mutate but to overwrite. Rose's blood carries a slow unmaking, not a curse but a countdown. Every breath exchanges human code for fungal script. Ethan tore her from that first mold, unaware his desperation fed the erasure. A father's rescue mirrored a father's betrayal. Miranda's cold hands, Ethan's trembling once both bridges to the same hollow end point. The fungus does not need monsters. It needs vessels, Miranda engineered to gestate the old world's death, Rose, unwitting host to the new. Their fates twist like entwined roots, one a maternal usurper, one a child sacrificed to time. How much of her will remains when the mycelium claims the final synapse? The Megamycete's reign is written in generations, a dynasty of quiet replacements. Rose's inheritance is not power but punctuation in a sentence etched millennia ago. Ethan's arrival was not salvation, a spore's trigger. A comma in the death warrant, and the handwriting, ancient, unyielding, the same hand that shaped Miranda, that will shape what follows. The fungus waits. It always has. The Megamycete does not gift strength, it dissolves the self. Rose Winter's blood hums with its hymn, a slow rot, not a bloom. Her skin, once a map of childhood scars, now bears the fungal script. Each wrinkle a rootlet, each breath a spore's voyage inward. She clings to memories like splinters in the mind, but the fungus polishes them smooth, erasing edges, erasing asterisk her asterisk. Ethan's hands, stained with her blood in 2023, became the first brushstroke in this erasure. His desperation to save her, a mercy that sealed her fate. The fungus does not rush, it is patient. It let her laugh, let her weep, let her believe she still chose to love. Miranda's fate was writ in Rose's bones, the first Winter's daughter to host the Megamycete in 1898. She vanished first as a person, then as a name. Her diary, now brittle, repeats the same final phrase, asterisk the forest sees me, asterisk not a voice. A deletion, Rose's curse is the same script. The fungus does not alter DNA, overwrites it. Every heartbeat is a stanza in its ode. Her children, if any, would inherit not her hopes, but its hunger. The world beyond her walls does not tremble, it never does. The Megamycete's masterpiece thrives in silence, in the hollow eyes of a mother who forgets her own name. In the way Rose's hair now shivers, as if alive, as if pleading to become soil, the fungus is not content. It has seeded too many generations to stop at one family. It waits for the final note of its symphony, the final asterisk, unmaking asterisk. And when Rose becomes the first Winters to truly become fungus, the world will learn what erasure tastes like. The voice fades. The whisper lingers, asterisk Rose Winters is its final masterpiece, asterisk. What if the T-virus wasn't just a tool but a blueprint? The Megamycete didn't evolve in spite of it, because of it. Rose's bond is no symbiosis. It is a slow-acting erasure, rewriting her code from within. Ethan's rescue in Re-7 didn't save her, it fed the clock. By the time the world sees Re-9, the curse will have written its final chapter. The next dossier reveals